The U.S. Army is the oldest branch of the U.S. military, tracing its roots back to the Continental Army, which was formed on June 14, 1775, to fight the British during the Revolutionary War. After the Revolutionary War, the Continental Army was disbanded on November 3, 1783, and the United States Army was officially established on June 3, 1784. The Army is the main land service branch of the U.S. military, responsible for defending the nation and supporting national policies. It's also the largest branch, with about 1 million active duty and reserve soldiers. The Army is divided into three components: the Regular Army, the Army Reserve, and the Army National Guard. The Regular Army is the full-time part of the force. These soldiers serve as their main job and are always ready to respond quickly to any crisis or military need around the world. The Army Reserve and National Guard are part-time components, allowing soldiers to maintain civilian careers while serving, and they typically focus on support roles like medical, legal, engineering, and logistics. Basic combat training for the Army lasts about 10 weeks, and recruits are trained in areas like physical fitness, land navigation, and marksmanship. The U.S. Navy was officially established on October 13, 1775 by the Continental Congress to disrupt British supply lines during the Revolutionary War. Similar to the Continental Army, the early Navy was disbanded after the conflict. However, a permanent naval force was re-established in 1794 to combat piracy and protect American trade routes. Today, the Navy's core missions include maintaining the freedom of the seas, projecting American power worldwide, and defending U.S. interests through maritime superiority. Navy personnel are known as sailors, and today the branch includes roughly 350,000 active duty and reserve members. Navy boot camp is 8 weeks long and takes place at Naval Station Great Lakes in Illinois. The Marine Corps is part of the Department of the Navy, but it operates as its own independent branch. Known for being elite, disciplined, and fast to respond, the Marines are often the first boots on the ground in a conflict. They specialize in amphibious warfare, rapid assaults, and also guard most U.S. embassies around the world. The Marine Corps motto is Semper Fidelis, which means always faithful, and its culture is deeply rooted in brotherhood, loyalty, and tradition. Marine Corps boot camp lasts 13 weeks, making it the longest and toughest basic training of all the branches. At the end of the program, recruits face the Crucible, a grueling multi-day challenge they must complete to earn the title of Marine. The Air Force was originally created as part of the U.S. Army in 1907, but became its own branch in 1947. Its main mission is to maintain control of the air and space, deliver precision strikes around the world, and support national defense through air power. The branch also operates in cyberspace, offering cyber defense to U.S. networks and potentially attacking enemy ones. The Air Force receives the largest budget among the military branches, with around $188 billion in 2025, which includes funding for the U.S. Space Force. Basic military training takes place at Lackland Air Force Base in Texas and lasts about 8 weeks. The U.S. Coast Guard was established on August 4, 1790. It began as the Revenue Cutter Service, created to enforce tariff laws and stop smuggling. Although it is one of the 6 branches of the U.S. military, it operates under the Department of Homeland Security during peacetime. However, during wartime or by presidential order, it can be transferred to the Department of the Navy. The Coast Guard's missions include search and rescue, drug interdiction, environmental protection, port security, and icebreaking in the Arctic. It also protects more than 100,000 miles of U.S. coastline and inland waterway. Their basic training held in Cape May, New Jersey, and lasts about 8 weeks. The U.S. Space Force is the newest branch of the military, officially established on December 20th, 2019. The Space Force is also the smallest branch in terms of personnel. Its members are called Guardians, and their motto is Semper Supra, which means always above. The Space Force's core mission is to defend U.S. interests in space, preserve freedom of operation to and from space, and maintain technological superiority over potential adversaries. Basic training for Guardians is 7.5 weeks, the shortest of any branch. It focuses more on technical skills and space operations than physical endurance.